Highest ROI activity that you can do within your agency is to build out a highly effective and efficient team. So in this video, I really want to cover exactly the type of person that you want to be bringing onto your team in order to be able to build out a very effective team for your agency. Just as a complete side note, if it seems quite smoky in the camera, I can't tell if it does or not, but it's because I've got my incense sticks on. Just over there, I've actually got two burning at once, so makes him a bit smoky in here. It definitely is, I can tell. And as always, guys, if you do enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm posting every other day on the channel, just solely e-commerce SMM made content, as I say, completely free. Look, I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Let's get straight into it. There's a couple of things that I wanna cover in this video. This is actually a couple concepts that I was speaking about. I actually had an interview with Iman Gadzhi last night at the point of recording this. It should be out by the time this video comes out. But yeah, it got me thinking, and as I say, I wanted to record a video based on what we was going through. And so first things first, this is something that not a lot of people talk about. Not everything revolves around the results that your media buyer actually has. This may come off as somewhat contrary to what a lot of people think, because everybody always puts a really big emphasis on ensuring that they're, contractor. If you're in the Quantum Agency program, you guys know we never use the word contractor. It's always team member or media buyer. The team member you bring on board, the media buyer you bring on board, everybody puts a big emphasis on the results that they've previously generated. And that is something that you need to do. If you've got no experience, you have kind of basically no idea what to do when it comes to running ads, then yes, you need to bring somebody on board who fills that void within your own capabilities. That being that you can't get results. So you need to bring a team member on board, a media buyer on board who can actually generate results. However, if you've got the slightest understanding, you kind of know how to run ads for, e-com brands and whatnot. If you're in the Quantum Agency program, you guys obviously have got that entire week surrounding service delivery, so you guys know how to get results for e-com brands. And any other type of training you've had or experience that you've got, if you know how to get some good results for e-com brands, you know how to run ads, you know how to do it effectively, all that type of stuff, I personally don't recommend that you put results on a pedestal for your team member that you bring on board. And so I know you're probably thinking, because of that, like, what do you look for then? If you don't look for previous results, then what do you look for? Well, for me, it comes down to who they are as a person. Their personality is another really big thing. Their work ethic, their initiative that they have. All these things for me are far more important than the results that they've gotten. Because if you think about it, you can teach somebody how to get good results. You can train somebody up on Facebook advertising. You can show them step by step how to do, how to run an ad, how to get good results, how to write good copy, all that type of stuff. You can teach that to them. You can train them on that. You can't train somebody on having an initiative. You can't train somebody on work ethic. Yes, you can show them, but if that's just not naturally ingrained in them, then it's not gonna last very long. Yes, they may be able to push through and, show some really good work ethic for a couple weeks here and there, but it's not gonna come out over a long period of time because it's not ingrained in them. So for me, when it comes to looking at bringing a new media buyer on board or a new team member on board, I personally put, initiative, work ethic, their personality, all that type of stuff on a pedestal more so than their previous results. Say, you can teach somebody how to get good results. That's not hard. You can teach them, they can understand, they can learn, and then they can adapt to it. And also, if they've got good initiative, if they've got good work ethic, then they're going to take in that information that you teach them a lot better, and they'll probably end up doing some of their own research as well on their own without you, without you pushing them to do it, because they've got initiative, because they've got work ethic, and because they genuinely want to learn, they genuinely want to understand about your agency, etc. Because they've got those traits, training them is going to be even easier, and you can see it's just a full circle. And so that is something that I highly recommend that you guys start to put on a pedestal when it comes to looking to find your, perfect team member, your perfect media buyer, etc. Put those things on a pedestal as opposed to previous results. Because quite frankly, if you do value their previous results more so than anything else, well then, you may get somebody, approach you or, fill out your job application, whatever it is. You can see they've got really good results and that all looks well and good. You think they're a perfect fit, but then you bring them on board and you just don't like their personality, you don't like them as a person. They've got terrible work ethic, so they don't ever really do much on your account. They're kind of, you just don't connect with them as a person, as I say. And that is so much worse than having somebody on board who's got all those things but doesn't have the results. Again, you guys know I always think of my agency in 5-year stints as opposed to 5-month stints. And so for me, putting in the time to find somebody with those traits that are so much more valuable than their experience is going to just benefit you a ridiculous amount over a long-term period, right? Over a 5-year period, as I say, that's how you should be looking at your agency. Over a 5-year period, you spending 3-4 months now really putting in the work and trying to find the perfect team member who has those traits, it's going to benefit you so much, because over the next 5 years, you'll be able to train your team member and they'll be able to build that experience and they'll end up getting amazing results. And tying back in with what I said before, because they'll have the work ethic, because they've got initiative, they're gonna become a far more valuable asset to you and your agency, because they'll be able to get amazing results because they've got that initiative, because they've got that work ethic. I know I'm repeating myself quite a bit here, but I just really want to get across the fact of how important it is to find a team member who has those traits, as opposed to finding somebody who's just got really good results, because as I say, that's not actually that valuable. Now, with that being said, as I kind of touched on at the start of this video, if you have no idea how to run ads, if you've got no clue of what the Facebook Ads Manager is or anything like that, then as I say, yes, you do need to find somebody who's got that experience, because they will fill the void that you have personally. So that's going to enable you to build a more cohesive agency that's more, that's an expert in each area, because the area that you're not an expert in, your media buyer fills that void, as I say. So just starting out, yes, I would make sure you bring somebody on board who's got good results. But with that being said, don't neglect those other things that I've been speaking about: work ethic, their personality, their initiative. Also, something else, like, make sure you actually like them as a person. Like, I know that may seem quite stupid, like, of course you'll do that, but there's been so many times, students have come to me, I've been speaking to people, and they just don't like their media buyer. Like, that's just, it's never ever gonna work. You working with somebody on your team who you don't like is not gonna serve you in any way, shape or form long term. Again, always be thinking about your agency in long term views, as opposed to, the next month or whatever. And so long term, if you're working with somebody you don't like, I don't care what results they can generate, if you don't like them, it's going to be a burden to your agency. So ensure that you like them as a person. Ensure that they have got those good personality traits. And something else as well, I'm kind of just rambling on here, but something else as well is ensure that they want to be a part of a team, as opposed to make the most money that they can possibly make. Because if they want to make the most money that they can possibly make, then they're going to probably be working with you to try and understand how you run your agency, to try and understand how you do your sales calls, how you structure certain things. And then from there, they're gonna take that information, they're gonna take that knowledge that you've basically taught them, and they're gonna go ahead and build out their own agency to try and make more money. And that's not something that you want. You don't want to be bringing on team members who are like that, who are that way inclined. Rather, you wanna bring people on board who actually wanna be a part of a team, who actually wanna, work together as a team to build something bigger than they could if they were on their own. Yes, they may not make as much money, but they wanna build something that's bigger. They wanna try and make the company as much money as possible, rather than just looking at themselves to make themselves as much money as possible. And if you're a good agency owner, then you will make sure that you look after your team. If you find a team member, truly guys, if you find a team member who ticks all the boxes that I've gone through in this video, who genuinely want to be a part of a team and are just a really, really valuable asset to your team, make sure that you treat them, make sure that you keep them happy and you pay them well, you respect them on a high level, because truly that will be the highest ROI activity that you can do, is building a team. And so if you lose that team, you're gonna lose a lot of your business. For example, something that you can do, and this is something that I'm literally doing, my team member is literally sending it over to me very, very soon, is I'm buying him my Oura ring, right? One of these. Buying him an Oura ring. This is the thing as well, because he wants to be a part of a team, he's not trying to make the most money, he's not trying to do all this other stuff, like he wants to be a part of a team. And because of that, like, he literally messaged me saying, what are your thoughts on your Oura ring? I'm thinking of getting one. And he was literally about to buy one himself. Like, I've never mentioned it to him. He was literally about to buy one himself, and I said, dude, get one, they're awesome. You can, you know, split test your like nighttime routines and whatnot to see what results in you getting the best sleep, all that type of stuff. I told him, I was like, dude, buy one, send me the receipt, and I'll go ahead and pay you back whatever it is that you paid. You know, stuff like that, it keeps, you know, it shows them that you respect them, it shows them that you value them, and that's just gonna further want to make them work with you and your team long term. And guys, truly over a long period of time, as I say, over a 5-year stint, it's gonna be so beneficial to you, you know? So I know there wasn't too much structure to this video, but I really wanted to get this across and just really show you guys how important it is to build a team, and really just show you how important it is that you don't always overvalue their previous results. Rather, you put them as a person on a pedestal, and making sure that them, you know, their work ethic, their initiative, their personality, as I say, do you like them as a person? You put those things on a pedestal, because you can teach everything else, but you can't teach those traits. I hope this video brought some sort of value to you. If it did, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.